Let's talk about the largest and longest-standing Muslim convention in the UK taking place in Hampshire this weekend. 30,000 Muslims will be travelling to Alton to attend the Jalsa Salana event. Issues being discussed include extremism in religion and how the faith is taught in schools. And, of course, there's been a lot of stories in the news, of course, with the situation in Iraq and Syria continuing to deteriorate. To talk more about the conference's organiser, Muddassir Rashid, is with me live on the show this morning. Good to see you. Tell me what the Jalsa Salana conference is and who came up with the idea and how does it work?
So the convention, in essence, what it is a religious convention. It's designed to promote spiritual and intellectual development within the community. So you'll have guest lectures and scholars coming down and talking about religion and various other issues related. It was started in 1891 by Mirza Ghulam Ahmad in Qadian, who claimed to be the prophesied Messiah and Mahdi of the latter days. And since then, it's been continued wherever the community is based. So we're based in over 200 countries. So in the UK, for example, it's been going on for a good 48 years now.
Right. People might know that's quite that's half a century.
Yeah. I mean, the community's based here for 100 years now, but this particular convention's been going on for about 48 years now. And it really is there, other than that, to increase fraternal ties within the community. And it's sort of become an international event now as well. So we have people from all over the world coming down, specifically because we have the Caliph, who is based here in the UK. So he attends this.
It's never been let's be frank, it's never been a tougher time at the moment. We were just talking off air about an awful week in Rotherham. There's the situation in Iraq and Syria. I'm sure these will be conversations that will be talked about by all those people attending. I mean, let's just talk about Iraq and Syria this time around, because obviously Obama was talking overnight and we could see maybe more intervention and so on. What's your view and the majority, all your friends' view on people who are travelling out to Syria and Iraq to get involved in, to be frank, some simply awful things that we've seen in the news recently?
Yes. I mean, as a community, we categorically, are against such actions, the actions of ISIS. It completely goes against Islamic teachings. It goes against the example of the Holy Prophet of Islam.
Why do they do? What drives somebody? We've had some people from our part of the world, from Portsmouth. What drives somebody to interpret their faith like that, to then think it's acceptable to go and behead somebody on a YouTube video? I mean,
to be honest, it's very bemusing for us as well, to some extent. From a Muslim point of view, to be able to look at that and say, actually, how can you do that? I mean, to tackle something like this, or something like this never to occur, we as a community are very focused on our youth. We channel their energies into helping the society in general, and giving the key British values that we have, which is serving mankind, standing for justice, and trying to create this a love and brotherhood, not just with Muslims, but with others as well.
Lots been said about, government money being spent on anti-radicalisation programmes and so on. I mean, does that work? And actually, is it something else that needs to be done to stop this?
I think the crux of the problem comes down to, or the solution comes down to, is communication. It's getting the young involved, making them feel important, because they are part of our society. We can't just brush them aside because we may not like their viewpoint. Getting them involved and, trying to understand them in that way.
But when you've got, I watched that video the other day, you've got two guys saying, with their masks on and so on, saying, I hope I'm blessed that I can behead someone. You think, where do we go from here?
Because it's a complete misunderstanding. It's, we're taught within the community that, you should search for yourself, try to understand and read for yourself as well. Don't just accept what is given to you. The youth in that respect are taught to analyze text and understand them, and not just accept them blindly. And that's a very dangerous, not to do that becomes very dangerous, because then you follow whatever the other person says, and he may have a political agenda which is pretty apparent from ISIS.
Well, this is going to come up, isn't it, over the weekend?
Yes, I mean, it's a discussion that obviously is, and I think I've worked as a youth leader for a good couple of years as well, in London, And I can tell you that majority of in fact, I've never come across such thought processes amongst youngsters that would lead me to worry.
You've not met people who want to do this yourself, is what you're saying?
I've met one or two outside the community, but never within the community.
And if one of them was listening now, or you met one right now, what would you say to them?
I would tell them to go back to the example of the Holy Prophet and to, Islam, true teachings. That at the end of the day, Islam means peace. It means peace. So every action you do should lead to that. It means that you have to actually not just accept things as they are, but, go back deeper in.
Muddassir, we're going to leave it there. Thank you for coming on BBC Radio Solent this morning. This is a big convention happening in Alton this weekend, and you've been listening to Muddassir Rashid live on BBC Radio Solent. The Jalsa Salana is the name of the event, by the way.